Right, we are back with another first round match in our Crown of Kings tournament. This is number 5 seeded Hirooki Goto going up against number 28 seeded Mark Briscoe. Now, Goto has had a very good year, which is why he is so high in the PWI 500 this year. He won his very first IWGP World Heavyweight Championship back at Wrestle Kingdom, defeating Zack Sabre Jr. Had some big defenses across the year, including the likes of Hiroshi Tanahashi, Yuji Nagata, David Finlay, Callum Newman, Shota Umino as well, before finally going on to lose the belt in June. I think it was not long before Forbidden Door, because I know a lot of people moaning about it and blaming Tony Khan, saying that Tony Khan wanted Zack to have the championship. It turned out that Goto was injured, so he lost the belt to Zack and then took a bit of time off to recover from his injuries, and actually recently, as recent as 2 days ago, made his return to New Japan and confronted the newly crowned champion Takeshita. So maybe that's an opportunity. I mean, Goto versus Takeshita at Wrestle Kingdom 20 could happen next year. Who knows? But yeah, fantastic time for him. How old is he now? He seems like he's been around for a while, but he is 46. Bloody hell, he has been around for a while then. He's 46, just won his first IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. And isn't he one of the guys in the new Street Fighter film as well? I'm sure he's in the Street Fighter film. He is, yes. He is portraying E. Honda in the upcoming Street Fighter film releasing in 2026. There we go. Very, very effective. And let's check our ranking system as well. Goto. He has had 8 matches in the past. Currently sits on +1. He's had 1 match so far this year, and he did very, very well. It was a 6-man tag win. It was one of those elimination 6-man tags we do where you get a point for every elimination. He got 2 of the eliminations in that match, so he had +3 from that 1 match this year. And as I said before, this is a big opportunity, this tournament, because it does allow people to pick up a lot of points. If you go through and win this tournament, you're going to get +5, because obviously there's 5 matches along the way to win it. And then you're also guaranteed an opportunity at the SWE World Heavyweight Championship next week. So next up then, we have got Mark Briscoe in our ranking system. Currently is awful, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he's on -6 after 16 matches. It's been terrible, but he's not really wrestled as a singles competitor, I don't think ever, to be honest, or very rarely. And it's just not been very good for him at all. He's mainly wrestled as part of a tag team alongside his brother Jay. But of course, he's very high up in the PWI 500. He won his first singles championship not long ago. And he's also been quite a big name in both Ring of Honor, and he's consistently in big matches at pay-per-views in AEW as well, which is why he's been given the opportunity to be so high in the PWI 500. That's the word I'm looking for. And this is our first match of 6 today. I've left it a bit late, I know. We've got next up Jey Uso versus Naito. Later on, we've got Swerve Strickland versus Ozawa. Seth Rollins goes one-on-one against Masha Slamovich, the only female to make it into the top 32. We will have Mystico versus Bron Breakker, and to finish off the day, a real cruiserweight classic, Will Ospreay versus Mascara Dorada. And already a big dive by Mark Briscoe. A very interesting style Mark Briscoe has compared to what Goto's probably used to. Of course, Briscoe has worked a lot of New Japan in the past, several time champions in New Japan as well, I believe. Yes, he is a 1-time IWGP Tag Team Champion alongside Jay Briscoe, and he is a 2-time 6-man Tag Champion alongside Jay Briscoe and Toru Yano. And of course, across Ring of Honor, he's a Ring of Honor World Champion once. That was his first ever singles title he'd won in his career. He is a 1-time Ring of Honor 6-man Tag Champion alongside Jay Briscoe and Bully Ray. 13-time Ring of Honor Tag Team Champion with Jay Briscoe. So some really cool stuff. And someone who we need to help. The Briscoes in general need help, because there's no way, and not just them, why I'm looking right here now, the Briscoes are on the same points as the Legion of Doom. They're both on -6. Both those teams deserve to be a hell of a lot higher than that. We do have some tag team stuff coming up in the future. But I mean, if Mark Briscoe was to lose here, he would be on -7, which would literally put him in the top 10. I'm sorry, the bottom 10 of all time in our ranking system. But as we have said, there's some people down there that really shouldn't be. Really shouldn't be, but it is what it is, isn't it? And of course, like I said before, there is a chance against the SWE World Heavyweight Championship up for grabs next week. But also a pay-per-view themed around yourself as well. Because we've got nothing planned in next week, but the winner of this tournament will get the opportunity to fight for the SWE Championship. So we're going to make sure that whatever it is suits them. And it could be Mark Briscoe. He could go the distance. If he does, we could do a Ring of Honor based pay-per-view. We could do a tag team based pay-per-view and help some of those other teams like Legion of Doom do well. But then again, Goto is going to be the favourite for this one, and he would be someone who, obviously, we could build a Japanese pay-per-view around, maybe. Maybe even a pay-per-view based around wrestlers that have been in movies. If he's going to be part of the new Street Fighter film. Put these chops away at the knees of Briscoe to strike in the face there by Goto. And the way things went yesterday, the lower-seeded people do seem to be doing a lot better than the higher-seeded, don't they, really? I think yesterday only one of the top 4 seeds have made it through into the second round so far. As Goto now... Nope. Mark Briscoe rolls him through. There's the strikes into the face. And remember, the way we're doing the second round is it would be the highest seed versus the lowest seed. So we know that Cody Rhodes was the highest seeded man in the competition. He is number 1. And we already know that he will be facing off against Yota Tsuji, who is number 31 in the second round. Also in that second round already is MJF and Vikingo. So that means if Goto wins this, by the way, he will be guaranteed an opportunity against MJF in the second round. Goto now stalking. Taking it up. Briscoe on the shoulder. In with that. Oh, the Death Valley driver onto the knee. The Yuri Goroshi. Absolutely lethal. Briscoe looked flat out, but Goto is not done. He's stalking Briscoe. And there it is. Oh, against the knee again. Wow, that's brutal, that is. Absolutely brutal, and it might be enough. No, it's only a 2 count. But Goto all of a sudden now in firm control of this one. I'm just shocked that Goto's 46, you know. I knew he'd been around for a while. When did he debut? He debuted back in 2003, and he debuted as a junior heavyweight, so he's managed to put on quite a bit of muscle weight and size since then. As now, Mark Briscoe, though, catches Goto up with the J-Driller. Wow. Out of nowhere, the J-Driller by Mark Briscoe. There's the pin for the 1, 2. Oh, it's only a 2 count. Goto, by the way, came through in the same high school as Shibata. There you go. Bit of random knowledge there for you. And was trained by Hiroshi Tenzan. Hiroyoshi. I always call that name. Hiroyoshi. Briscoe now dropping Goto face first across that top rope. There's the boot across the chest against the back. And now look at those strikes right into the face by Goto, who's already busted open himself here. And now raining down with the strikes once again into Mark Briscoe. And Briscoe also busted open now. Both guys are dripping the crimson. And look at that boot right in the face. Goto is becoming absolutely brutal here now. He's taking no shit anymore. He is absolutely raining down the strikes on Mark Briscoe, heading up to the top. In with the elbow drop to the spine as well. And again, now another big elbow drop, and all of a sudden Goto has turned it on. And now there's the submission hold. Wow. Using Briscoe's own arm against him, but Briscoe was able to slide it free. Briscoe's back up now, though. We know the sheer resilience that Mark Briscoe shows. That's a bit of a tongue twist there for a second. Mark Briscoe now trying to decide what to do. He's decided to go up to the top himself. Maybe he was thinking about a froggy bow. But Goto got up, was playing possum, pushes down Briscoe. Briscoe back up to his feet. And now up on the shoulders once again with that big Hirooki onto the knee. Goto with the pin. There's the 1. There's the 2. And no. Wow. But Goto once again stalking. Gonna take up. Oh, nice. Take up Briscoe. It was a suplex into a slam. It was very effective. And Briscoe kicks out again. But that's it, boom. There's no way Briscoe surviving those 3 massive high-impact maneuvers. There's the pin, and there is the freak out. Hirooki Goto, victory for him. Mark Briscoe continues his descent into madness. He's now a -7 in the ranking system. Goto, with that victory, gets another victory this year. That puts him up to a +2 after 9 matches. He's +4 for 2 this match, this year alone. That's the words I'm looking for. And that also means that we now know that Goto will face off against MJF in the second round. So that's 2 matches set in stone now. Cody Rhodes versus Yota Tsuji and Hirooki Goto versus MJF. Nice. I'm sort of glad that we are getting some of the higher seeds actually win their matches. I must admit, in the next match, I am firmly pulling for the lower seeded man. I really don't want to see Jey Uso in the next round. I'm not going to lie to you. But if we're doing a competition about the best of the best, seeing Jey Uso in the second round of anything is just going to be depressing for me. But it is what it is. He's rated 90 on this game, so it's very much out of my control. And he's wrestling against Tetsuya Naito, who has had a very interesting year, to be honest. I was surprised he was so high. He's done very well. But of course, he's left New Japan a few months ago. We haven't seen a lot of him since. Apparently, he is resting and relaxing from some injuries and so forth before making his impact back into the wrestling world. There we go. Goto is victorious. And like I said, he's confirmed himself in the second round now. A match against AEW's MJF. There we go. Right. Like and subscribe with the good stuff. And I'll see you a little bit later on for Jey Uso versus Tetsuya Naito.